Now for one of Mama's favorite recipes. Of course, Mama was such a good cook, and what she liked to cook was her stuffed bell pepper. And I guess the reason she liked to cook that, because it was so easy, you know, you just whipped up your rice dressing and you threw it in your bell peppers, and that was a meal in itself. So I'm going to share the stuffed bell pepper recipe with you today. Of course, first of all, what you have to do is make a rice dressing, and that's what we always had access to, was ground beef, because we had our own beef, and we still do now. My brother still raises the beef at home. Okay, he lives in the house that I was brought up in. So I'm going to brown this ground beef, which is lean ground beef if you want to. I guess you could use the turkey, ground turkey if you would like to, if you're on a diet. But you know, us Cajuns, we never watch what we eat. Well, we should, but anyway, we've got the ground beef already partially cooked because for time element, it may take a little while. So you add your little oil to the bottom of your pot and you just put your ground beef in there. And then you brown it, just like this one has been browned. Now to this, I'm going to add some onions and bell pepper and celery, the Trinity, which of course we just can't cook without. Most of the time we use it, and it just enhances the flavor of our food. So I'm going to just let this just kind of keep on browning as I add my other ingredients. Like I said, onions, which has been chopped up fine. Okay. Now, okay, and you hear it sizzling. It's starting to blend in those flavors already. I don't know what I'd do without onions. But Mama always cooked this at home, and like I said, we had company or something coming. She would prepare it beforehand. You can fix these the day before even. I'm adding my bell pepper to this, and you refrigerate them, and then the next day when your company gets there, all you have to do is throw it in the oven and bake it. And you have your complete meal, because you have your bell pepper and you have your meat in there, and your onions and celery, which is your vegetable, and your big bell pepper. Alrighty, so I'm going to add my celery to this. All right. Smells good. I've thought about, in my cookbook, I've thought about putting the scratch deals like they have perfume things, you know, and getting that put in the cookbook so people could actually smell what I've got in the cookbook. All right, now this is good. This is cooking all together, and you saute that together, but you don't have to cook it down a lot because you are going to be baking this. Now, next ingredient is going to be our beautiful Louisiana rice, and of course I prefer calling it Zombrecker rice because we raise rice on our farm. I was born and raised on a rice farm and just drove tractors and did all kinds of jobs there and thoroughly enjoyed it. But of course my preference was always the kitchen because it was, well, it was cleaner, I guess. So what I'm going to do is just throw this rice in here. It has already been cooked. Now, what I like to have for my dressings in any way, shape, or form, what I'm cooking it, is that it's got to be cold and refrigerated, because when you add hot rice to make a dish, sometimes when you're baking it, it's going to get mushy. So actually, it's always better to use the cold rice that has been refrigerated. Now, I boil my rice and rinse it out because it takes a lot of the starches out of it. Okay, and of course, being Harry's a diabetic, that always helps. I'm going to season this with a little salt and pepper. Okay, wonderful Louisiana beef, and vegetables, and rice mixed together. Now, I'm going to lower this, and I'm going to let this kind of simmer together. And I'm going to show you how I dress my bell peppers. Okay, so you've got these gorgeous bell peppers, and you just top them. Take the tops off of them. Don't throw the tops away now. You see the seeds inside? You got to kind of cut this out, though. You can get rid of this, but keep your tops. And this is the seeds inside. Sometimes when you have seeds in a bell pepper and you don't take them out, it may give it a bitter taste, and definitely you don't want that. So here's the other top, because there's going to be a purpose for this little cap. Got to put his hat on. Yeah, okay. Take this out with your fingers. Of course, all Cajuns like to use their hands when they're cooking. All right, now these are your gorgeous peppers that I will be stuffing. Okay, now I think my dressing's done now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the dressing over here. Now, mix it up some more. Oh, I need to add my onion tops. You know, I'm just getting old, I guess. All right, this will put the finishing touch on it. Now, of course, you need those onion tops that have really been chopped up real fine. Okay. Oh, this smells so good. I can't wait to eat them. Okay, then you stuff them. Now, sometimes you can have a shrimp stuffing in here. You can add shrimp. Of course, you know, shrimp really is good with bell pepper. It enhances the flavor of the shrimp. Okay. Put it here, stand it up. Now, when you have leftover dressing, don't worry about it, because you can always throw it on the side and you can eat that just as it's tasty. It's not as good as with the bell pepper, but it's really tasty anyway. So keep it and give it to the kids. All right, now we got it. All right, then to the little baking dish, you want to add a dab of water because you don't want your bell pepper to get dry and not cook. To top this, my favorite is this green pepper sauce. Of course, this is really going to enhance the flavor of this. Okay. And I told you, we'll keep them little hats for them bell peppers. Okay, it keeps the rice dressing from drying out. Now I'm going to bake my beautiful bell peppers. Okay. While they bake at 325 for about, I guess, 30 minutes. That's going to give me time to pull all this wonderful meal together and show you what it looks like. Man, Shad, this sure looks good to me. Man, I'm going to start off with that appetizer. Of course, that's a Cajun fried oyster, kind of fixed with a Mexican twist. And gotta have that good old hot crawfish cornbread to go with that. That sure looks good too. And you know, Mama always had her special recipe for that stuffed bell pepper when I went to visit her. That was hers too, though I think she really liked it too. And when I went, she didn't only serve that, she made me my special cantaloupe salad, which Mama couldn't stand the smell of cantaloupe, but boy, when I went, she always had it for me, which this really goes well with this meal, because it kind of takes the hot out of the, you know, out of the dishes. And then, of course, to top this wonderful meal, I am going to have that peanut butter pie. This I learned how to bake when I visited my friend Shirley and Arthur Kimball in Houma, Louisiana. And I told Shirley, I said, Shirley, I just have to have that recipe. So she sent it to me, and that's what I'm going to enjoy today. Of course, these dishes and many more can be prepared with Louisiana products, including Tabasco. I had a great time today on Avery Island, and now I want to share a letter with you from one of my viewers. It says, Dear Miss Lucy, we just wanted to say aloha and to tell you how much we enjoy your show. My husband and I both watch your show, and your recipes never fail to inspire us to give them a try. My favorite show was one with the oysters. Please keep up the good work. Your recipes and the background information about the ingredients is just great. Aloha. Pat Clausen, Maui, Hawaii. Thank you, Pat, for sharing this letter with me. And thank you for joining me today, Chef. See you again soon.